because that's one of his weaknesses. Like Mr. Mixel.
Mixspittle, like Mr. Mixy Spittle.
Don't say his name, guys.
Why? If I say it 3 times, it comes.
It's like Beetlejuice.
We're looking around. I know.
Or even better, Candyman.
Candyman.
I did not see that one. There are many movies I have not seen.
He is a baby. But do you know what they say about women superheroes, though?
What do they say?
They kill their bad guys, and that's why Wonder Woman has, like, I don't want to say crappy rogues gallery, but she doesn't have a huge roster there. I mean, she's got Cheetah. She's got Nazis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wonder Woman's got Cheetah. She's got Ares.
Hillary Clinton. Sorry, I digress.
Whoa.
No, we don't go there.
I'm just trying to think of... Okay, I don't know for Wonder Woman, but like there are plenty of women in the Marvel Universe who probably have enough villains.
I think so.
Yeah, She-Hulk. Okay,
there are way more... I don't want to say established female villains in the Marvel Universe.
Established, that's fine.
But
big honchos.
There's way more, like even between the Serpent Society and like Callisto and like there's a lot of big Titania with the Wrecking Crew. Like there's been some prominent.
There's some bichas there. Yeah, I know.
Right,
I know.
Well, you know what? Actually, does there exist like large rogues galleries like as good as Flash and Batman? I feel like
I was thinking
like,
about
to, like,
it.
Top shelf.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about this whole thing while you were talking, Shane, and I really
because outside of look, if you're looking at the really big pantheons of villains,
they're usually shared.
It's usually shared, and this is one of the big problems with the Arrow television show because 3/4 of the villains are actually Batman villains.
Yeah, like
however,
Ra's al Ghul.
A lot of those villains do interact with other characters. Like that's just what's hot in the streets.
Villains aren't picky people, man.
Right, they are not. But yeah, if you're really gonna, so Daredevil's is defined.
Yes.
Batman, Flash, the X-Men.
Yeah.
See, even Captain America and Fantastic Four have their main, like, single villains, and then they have a bunch of other secondary ones. But Captain America, Red Skull. Fantastic Four is Doctor Doom, and to a lesser degree, Galactus.
Yeah.
But so this is Bendis' like first try as like, you know what, I'm going to expand the hell out of this. So then he copy-pastes.
See where he takes it. Yeah.
Doomsday.
Yeah, and like just kind of tweaks it a little bit here and there, and all that kind of stuff. But what do you guys think is going to be what we can foresee in like the new future?
I'm not too sure on the details of Bendis' deal.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell you how long he's going to stay on the book. I assume it's going to be for a few years.
I would think it would be super weird if he just left halfway through a year.
No, it wouldn't be six
1
months.
or 2 years.
But it would have to like crash and burn to such a degree, which I don't.
Yeah,
he'll get by on the name recognition alone for a while.
I think so. Yeah.
But
he can literally just write like panel after panel of just like nothing happening, and people will buy the hell out of it. Almost.
Right, it could
just essentially with a lot of dialogue.
Be like the superhero cafe on How It Should Have Ended, where Superman and Batman are just sitting in there chatting, and I'm pretty sure people would still buy it.
Actually, that does not sound like a bad idea if it's really interesting conversation.
Right.
And what do you guys think, Bendis? What do you think he should add on to this whole like universe that he's trying to create with Superman? What are your ideas?
Okay, so nothing to do with your origin of Superman.
So don't touch that. Yeah, don't touch it.
Because he's already touching it. So, let's expand, like, beyond what people have thought of. And I'm trying really hard to think of what I've not thought of before.
I don't know.
That's part of the hard part of having, or at least not having, working on a legacy character. That you have all of that, for lack of a better term, baggage and continuity. That it's, when you're trying to build something new on top of that, it's an uphill battle.
Snyder's doing it, though. Ultraviolet spectrum, the Still Force. He's apparently got one for Hawkgirl, too.
Still Force. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
What's just mind blowing to hear about?
But even then, like, how many people in the Romita Jr. run of Superman, how many villains do you remember from that run?
I've not read it.
Exactly.
Oh, point taken.
Exactly. So you will have these big creative teams that jump on Superman. I'll fully admit, I was one of those people that hated Superman and Captain America for a long time because they were too much of a Boy Scout for me. I respect the institutions of both characters, but just the books were not compelling to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you read All-Star Superman.
No.
Which one got you into Superman?
All-Star Superman was great, don't get me, because that's one of those quintessential Superman stories.
Yeah.
For me, it's funny enough, the crossovers, whenever there's a big crossover with like Justice League or whatnot, I'll get into Superman again for a bit and then I'll fall off.
Oh,
like,
okay. Whenever they force you in, it's like, hey, if you want to see what happens next.
I can't. I love him in a team setting, but reading just a Superman book, it's really hard to keep me.
Hey, this is coming from a guy who really loved Quest of Peace, though, right? I'm sorry, Shane. I'm sorry. You were a baby. We were both babies. Okay, I got it.
It was an early time in my life. I made some mistakes.
It's fine.
I've owned up to them. I've matured since that time.
Hey, man, I can admit to you, just 2 weeks ago,
Nuclear
I watched Spice World.
Nuclear Man had a very soft spot in my heart. Okay, I didn't see the harnesses when they were fighting on the moon.
We were kids.
I was 6 years old.
We were kids.
Leave me alone.
I thought when like Linda Carter was tying someone up, they weren't ever going to get out of it. And her lasso was made out of like a 4 feet. It was only like 3/4 of a Joey long. Like,
that's our new unit of measurement, by the way, Joey's.
Yeah. But anyway, that is, go ahead.
Oh, no. It's just like I'm not able to relate to that, but I can similarly relate because my childhood was all about bat nipples.
Oh, you were that generation.
You were a Clooney Batman.
You're a bat nipper.
Well, like Clooney and Val Kilmer. It was just like I would watch that on an everyday basis.
But I really enjoyed Batman Forever. You can judge me all you want. But I liked Batman Forever.
It was interesting to watch.
Yeah.
But not necessarily, like, story-wise. But
I still sing that U2 song at karaoke. I do
Seal?
it.
The U song?
No, not Seal. The U2 one.
What's the U2 one? Can you sing it right now? I'm calling you out, publicly on the internet.
Sugar Shane.
Okay.
Okay, well, just see him.
It was called Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me. That's the name of the song.
We'll put that up on YouTube. We'll give you a shout-out. Anyway, so that is the take from Comics Inc. about what's happening with the Bendis story, and you know what? We're still going to give it a try. I'm still going to read it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm giving it a shot. More so because it's Bendis, because I am
a
Bendis fanboy.
Fan, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know if he alone is going to be able to keep me on Superman. We will see. That is going to be the testament of his writing ability, if he can keep me reading Superman.
Well, I mean, I don't know. If the case is that he's going to do this, like, Bendis dialogue, I mean, I didn't really mind it, because I think it's also one of those things where it's kind of like, if you started your binge reading on anything and you started in novels more than you started in comics, I mean, maybe you don't mind the wordiness of stuff. But what I don't like is taking it away from the art as well, because I think that has to have a very, very good balance.
Yeah, for sure. Like, actually, would you consider the first issue of Man of Steel to be wordy? Because I didn't notice that until you said it, like, just now.
Right, Shane? Like, I didn't really think it was too wordy, Man of Steel 1. Not in the Bendis way of...
I think he is getting people accustomed to his style, because there's a lot of partisanship when it comes to fandoms in comic books.
Mm-hmm. Like the Dan Slott one?
Right. Not everyone is so well read that they'll be like, I'm going to read Marvel, I'm going to read DC, I'm going to read Image, because the stuff is also very expensive. Mm-hmm. But just like you end up picking a side and you stick with it. Yep. So I don't think Bendis wants to come in on a white horse and be like, this is my style, embrace me. Like he acknowledges that people have this perception of what a Superman comic is supposed to be like, and he doesn't want to disrupt that cart. So he's going to throw a little bit of his style into it, but how much of his voice comes out is yet to be seen.
Well, like, isn't that what he's like trying to sell though? It's just like, hey guys, here's Bendis, and then he's not going to be Bendis,
right? But that's what every press. Honestly, I think his near-death experience has also changed his outlook on some things, where he...
Bendis rebirth.
I think maybe he...
Sorry.
and I don't want to get too much into his head or put words in his mouth, but I think he's sort of reevaluating maybe his ego and how much of and how big he thinks he is compared to how big he actually is. So I think he's less of I'm Brian Michael Bendis, love me. Not like
hey guys, call me Brian.
Right. It's more of a this is what I do, and if you love it, great. If you don't, okay. Like he's coming in very subdued into his DC run. It's very, very subdued.
Okay,
they may have there might be a lot of publicity about it, but when you hear his sound bites, it's very, very subdued.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, nerdos and nerdettes, let us know what you think. Hopefully you guys are picking up Man of Steel and giving Brian Michael Bendis a chance in this DC run. This is Joey from Comics Inc. signing out with the cast.
Len.
Shane.
Do you want to hear more from Comics Inc.? Show us some love. Patreon.com/Comics Inc. See you soon.